I've forgotten. Okay. Welcome to the AFL-NT coverage of the 2025-26 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Round 17 clash from DXC Arena on Larrakia Country. Today we have the Green Ants taking on the Buffaloes. My name's Pete Stratton and I'm joined in my commentary partner with Stuart Davis. And Stu, what are your thoughts at this stage about the game?
G'day Pete, it's going to be a tough one for Buffaloes. I think they've got a number of players out as they're just playing out their season, but game's underway and PINT forcing it forward from the start. Hand pass comes out to Brown, who gets a hand pass forward out in the clear. Here's a chance for PINT early. The snapshot on the left foot looks pretty good from Jai Barry and is straight through. So a goal within the first minute to the PINT Green Ants, and Jai Barry was the scorer. But yeah, they moved that ball out of the centre, and I don't think Buffaloes have hardly touched the ball.
No, not as yet. I don't think so. Anyway, we'll see. Hopefully they might get a crack at it, the ball up, coming up.
Yeah, that's right. But yep, PINT have got a couple missing as well. A couple of injuries. I was talking to their president before the game, hopeful of some coming back for next week's big clash against against Nightcliff, sorry. But yeah, they're just looking to get the job done tonight and keep their top three chances alive, whereas Buffaloes are just playing out the season, as I said before. So back underway again. Here's a chance for Buffs. The hand pass comes out to Stokes. Stokes drills it in forward, just reaching in, getting a hand to it was Smith for PINT. Couldn't take the ball. It's a strong tackle, and umpire Tim Somerville says that's holding the ball. So it's a good centre clearance from Darwin, and they've got the chance with a set shot at goal here from that free kick.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to make the most of their opportunities. There's no question about that. So let's hope that for the sake of the game that Buffaloes are able to do that.
So it's Adam Sambono, who we haven't seen, I don't think, in NTFL Premier League for a number of years, but back in the Buffaloes side today. Good to see him back, and this will be a confidence booster for him and the team if he can put it through. He drills it low. The goal umpire doesn't move, so there's an answering goal for Darwin Buffaloes early. So what have we played? 2 minutes, and it's a goal apiece. So a really bright start here. So Sambono on the board for the Buffaloes.
Yep. Well, yeah, they can kick accurately, get a couple of goals this quarter, that'll be fine. It's interesting that the PINT's missing their three main disposal boys last week. James Rowe, Stevens and Boyer. They're not playing today, so, you know, they've had their selection issues over the last few days by the look of it, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, that's right. A couple of injuries and a couple of unavailabilities, but a clearance this time by McDonald for PINT, gets it down to half forward. Bradley Stokes tried to claim the mark, wasn't paid, had to hand pass quickly. It went straight to his opponent, and now PINT working it to the outside. It comes out to Truan, who has a shot for goal, and we've got another one. It's 3 goals inside 3 minutes here at DXC Arena, and we're going goal for goal, but Jack Truan this time on the end of that one, and Truan is one of their main targets up forward, and moved across from Wanderers this year, of course, but has had a pretty good season and gets himself on the board. Yeah,
fine effort. It's almost like they're celebrating the fact they're on a dry ground after it's been a month of deluge.
That's true, and we had that win for a week and a half or 2 weeks as well that played havoc. It's pretty much dead still here today, so conditions are perfect. Of course, warm as we're used to in Darwin. Is back in the middle again, and Buffs through the hands, just a little bit out of reach for Jared Stokes. He's shoveled it out to a teammate, and it's a free kick to Buffs, and Stokes looming on the outside, but the long option is taken down towards half forward, or working his way to the front. That's beautifully done by Hayward in defence for PINT. He chips it out wide to Truan, who's pushed his way all the way up to the wing here, right in front of us, indicating that he wants to go long to centre half forward. He heads that way, ends up being a one-on-one contest, but gets over the back. Here's a chance. Oh, the kick in just fell a bit short, but through the hands, and there's a chance for Buffs to clear out of defence, and they work it through the hands, and eventually they get away to the outer side of the ground, and nicely used short to Mulholland, who goes out wide to Lockie Humphrey out at half back on the outer side of the ground.
Bradley Stokes having a good season. Nice little exit out of the back line a minute ago.
Humphrey short to Jackson Clark, who hand passes over the top, and they're off and running down that outer wing now as the kick comes inside forward 50, but there's no one there for him, and just tied it up, and Pint got plenty of time to find a target going forward. It's just slipped off the hands of Fraunfelder, but he's recovered and kicks out wide and finds Barry. Barry wastes no time, goes short, looking for Spiteri out on the long lead, got his hands to it, but was under pressure and no mark taken. And now there's a whistle on the play, and it's a free kick to Bradley Stokes, who chips out wide and finds Jackson Clark. He looks for a runner from behind, was Humphrey, but decided to ignore it in the end. Now gives it to him further afield, and Humphrey, off and running, has a long looping hand pass over the top, and he finds Caelan Russell, who keeps it going forward. They've got it down to half forward, but Pint again well organised in defence, and Smith goes in short to Wilson. Wilson's got a free player on the switch on the outside and finds Connolly, who thought about giving the hand pass, but instead goes back and now chips inboard. Again, players in plenty of space. This time it's Brown who kicks inside 50 into the forward pocket, but Buffs up to the task again in defence, and they bring it out. That's not the best kick coming out, but it's out in front of Jared Stokes, who tried to gather but was under plenty of pressure, but gets himself a free kick anyway. So Jared Stokes at half back, the captain for Buffaloes. Oh, his kick's been cut off here. Well read by Murphy Short. And Short has a player out on a lead out wide. The kick's good, and he hits Connolly out on that lead. So good use of the ball by Pint. Jared Stokes just missing the target coming out, which is something that we don't say very often, but it was a turnover, and Pint have another chance.
As you said, very little breeze, so yeah, that's helping the accuracy at goals. We'll see how this one goes. A bit of an angle though, Stu.
Yeah, right out by the boundary line in that pocket, isn't he? It's probably about 40 metres out as he kicks this ball.
Hasn't moved.
It looks pretty good. They all look at it go over their head, and it is another goal. That's another fantastic finish this time. Jed Connolly for Pint, and they extend that margin out to 18 points. But came off the back of good ball movement going forward, use of the ball going inside, and Connolly always looked confident, and no wonder.
Yeah, and it sort of started up the other end when we saw the three Pint boys there standing by themselves with obviously a structural issue going on, and they were able to bring it down the ground in relative ease and put pressure on, and up comes a goal. Yeah,
pretty standard for Pint, I think. They do like to set up from the back half. Their defence is usually well organised, and a couple of times Buffs have gone in and had really no one to go to, and Pint have mopped it up pretty easily, as this one taken out of the centre by Short again on the left, out into a bit of space and running onto it now. That's not the best kick in the world from Overland, but still to the advantage of his teammate, and they work it inboard, and the mark taken, and probably another shot at goal from inside 50 here.
He's pretty confident. He must feel like he's got a little slight bruise behind him on that flank over there. It's a fair distance.
So the long left foot kick in towards goal, but this one just missing to the left-hand side and just behind to Pint this time. The first blemish of the game. That was Ben Smythe had that shot at goal, and Bradley Stokes to bring the ball back into play. He goes out wide. It's a well-directed kick, and Buffaloes move it round the outer side of the ground. Nicely taken out there by Mulholland. Wants to play on, but hasn't got much to go to, so chips the ball back into the middle. Jackson Clark just had it knocked out of his hands, and they're away again. Pint here with a flying shot at goal, and it's Jai Barry again who kicked that previous one. That's a terrific finish. And so PINT really starting to hammer home their advantage now.
Yeah, the home ground advantage. They're having little problem kicking goals down that end at the moment. And yeah, it's just the pressure, pressure that they've been able to apply. And Buffs at this point are chasing the tail, so to speak. And let's just hope that they're able to get a run on.
Yeah, that's right. They've had a couple of forward entries. Of course, the first one resulted in a goal from their forward pressure, and a free kick awarded. So they just need to get their hands on the ball in the middle of the ground here and keep getting it inside 50 to give themselves some chances. McDonald wins that hit out pretty easily. Down to Wilson. Wilson on the left goes long. Oh, Stokes tries to nudge his opponent underneath it, but picked up at ground level and snapped through, and it's another PINT goal from out wide. And I'm just wondering if that's Barry again. No, it's not. It's Spiteri, I think. It
looks like it.
Yeah, Spiteri was on the end of that one, and gee, they're kicking them from everywhere at the moment, Pete.
Well, they love that flank out there for some reason. I'm not sure. Maybe they practiced during the week.
Yeah.
They knew it was happening, going to come. I'm not sure, but they can't miss from out there. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. The only miss they've had was probably one of the easier shots, was almost directly in front. So.
Yeah, incredible.
So we're away again. PINT with 5 goals on the board in the first 10 minutes of the game. There's a free kick here, and coming back to Jack Brown, who's had a terrific season for the Green Ants. Uses the ball beautifully and does again on this occasion to Connolly. Connolly has a leading forward. Mark just not taken as Buffalo's scrambling at ground level to get it out, but it's PINT with hands on the ball. Just a bit of a fumble there now. Spills to Campion, who kicks high towards goal, and this one's going to cross the face and through for a behind.
Yep. Not from the other flank we've been watching, it's from this side of the ground. Maybe that's the reason, who knows. He's under a bit of pressure.
Well, I think we'd rather him use this side of the ground, wouldn't we, Pete?
I haven't seen it yet.
Humphrey goes back to Stokes. Stokes calling for players to lead at him. Gets a short option eventually, and Humphrey gets involved again, and now Buffs bring it out of defence to the near side of the ground, and standing underneath that one, taking a nice mark, is Riley Holden for Darwin. Wheels around the player on the mark now, kicks along with the left foot towards the front edge of the square, but PINT with numbers around the ball, again well organised, and they get it out through the hands out to the wing. It slips over the back. Running onto it there is Broughton Chapman in his debut game for the Buffs. We'll talk about that later, as the long kick in from Murphy Short goes down to half forward. They've got numbers at ground level. Here is another chance on the left boot. The snap towards goal. How will it bounce? Just bounces the wrong way from that kick from Sam Bates. And after kicking them from everywhere early, they've had a few misses in a row now.
Yeah.
So coming to the clubroom side of the ground, but that one given just a bit too much air and allowed the PINT players to close in and kill it over the boundary.
It was a 2-on-1, and they just read it. They could see it. They had time to get there, and that's in fact what happened. Doesn't help you when you're losing it from your kick-in.
Hayward in the ruck, gets a hand to it. Spills to Kilpatrick for Buffs. He kicks down the line, it slips over the back. Here's a chance at ground level, swooping in and picking it up was Holden, but the ball stripped out of his hands. The quick kick comes forward, just forward of the pack, picked up by Nathaniel Cooper, who gets around his opponent, gets some help in the end with a good shepherd from Mulholland, but PINT have chopped it off again as they work it out through with the hands. Murphy Short gets a hand pass over the top, but it's going to be a free kick on the play here, and it'll go PINT's way to Jack Trewin. Trewin drills a pass inside forward 50. That's a beautifully weighted kick to Spiteri out on the lead. Just had a couple of metres on his opponent, and the kick found him.
Leading goal kicker. Third in the comp at the moment for kicking goals.
So it's deep in the PINT forward line. Is A chance at ground level in that pocket again. It was Jai Barry again, but this time he couldn't pull that one back far enough. So another behind to Pint.
Just about had that one written down.
Yeah, that's right. He's kicked a couple from out that side. So just waiting for the ball to be retrieved from over the fence. And it'll be Bradley Stokes again. Goes the short option to his brother and skipper, Jared, who wheels around, kicks to the outer side of the ground again. Oh, they're off and running here as out the back, Cooper with a ton of speed down that outer side. He's run a fair way there, but allowed to go. Kick inside. Beautifully taken by Sambono. And Adam Sambono, inside forward 50, takes a nice mark, of course. Kicked the only goal that Buffs have on the board so far. It gives off by hand to Jared Stokes running from behind, but he's run himself into trouble here and loses control of the football. And now Pint with the numbers work it out of defence again, and it was a chance gone missing for Darwin that time as the long kick comes forward of centre for Pint, and they look to go inside 50 again. A one-on-one contest is punched away from behind. Good work by Stokes at ground level, and a great smother there. There's a free kick being paid. I'm not sure what that's all about, as Flynn Spark tried to clear it away, but it's caught. Buffalo's on the hop as they get it out wide, Pint, and players in space, and Cameron Wilson won't miss those opportunities and puts it through from about 20 metres out for another Pint goal. But I'm a little bit confused about the free kick, as were a number of the Darwin players, I think.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that one. The vice captain for today, and popped through their sixth goal. And we haven't come to the end of the first quarter yet.
That's right, 16 and a half minutes gone, first quarter here at DXC Arena. And Pint have been pretty impressive in this opening quarter.
You'd have to be wondering what Coach Phil Wills is going to have to say to the guys at quarter time. Pick up on the positives. I mean, there was an obvious goal they just threw away a minute ago. I know Jared Stokes, their captain, their best player, but really, have a go in goal, son.
So
you've already kicked one. Why don't you try for a second? Sorry.
You're right. As Buffs have worked it forward, but there's a kick off the ground going straight out to the boundary line. I imagine that will be paid a free kick.
Yep.
Umpire Somerville won't miss that one, and Jackson Clark picks it up quickly, and he'll take the kick. Looking at options inboard, but Oxtoby leads, but Clark ignores that, goes long down the line, and coming in from the side, taking a beautiful mark was Riley Holden, and Holden wheels around on his favoured left boot, kicks to the top of the goal square. Sambono down there got hands to it, it slipped out the back, and the Pint defenders happy to rush that one over for a behind, and looking to move the ball quickly, get it back into play around the outer side of the ground again. Bradley Stokes a long way up the ground, got a hand to it. A hack out of the air from Wilson gets it going forward, and now Griffin runs onto it in some space. He chips forward and finds Barry. Barry swings around, and he's got a loose player inboard in Jet Price, and Price takes that mark inside 50. And I would imagine he'll go back and have a shot for goal. There's leads coming, but he's on the long run, Pete. He's about 25 metres back from the mark at the moment.
I'll put money on it, Stu. They can't miss from out there.
So Jet Price kicks long towards goal, and they have missed. This one just fading across the face of goal and through for behind. So 34 points the margin in Pint's favour as Darwin bring it out to the near side of the ground. Just a bit too far out in front for Coombs, but he got there in the end and gives a hand pass as Mulholland has the bounce and lost control of the football and then was tackled without the ball. So umpire Jacob Port says that's holding the ball. Some would argue that, but Mulholland's wasn't aware of the player coming in from behind.
Yeah, Connor McDonald, a little bit stiff there. Oh, well done.
Yeah, good defensive work by Spark again, getting a fist to it over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Bit of shade coming onto the ground. Bit of relief.
Yeah, be welcome, I think.
Yeah.
Bit of breeze would be nice too.
Yeah.
Particularly where we are, as Darwin have worked that nicely out of defence, and it's Kilpatrick who kicks along towards centre half forward.
Pushing the back.
Sambono claiming to be pushed out. That's the way umpire's seen it. And now Sambono goes short, and he finds Oxtoby inside forward 50. And this time, another chance for a set shot at goal. Player on the mark is a couple of metres inside that 50-metre line.
Plays as their second ruck, and pretty well goes all day.
He's got a good piece of this footy. The goal umpire makes good position. That's a terrific goal from, well, we kicked it outside 50, so that's a great goal. So the second on the board for the Buffaloes, a welcome one for them, and they hit back, but a good passage of play leading up, and Sambono involved again.
Yeah. And well, it's good to see. Let's see if we can see a few more moves into their forward line similar to that. Mind you, they were a bit lucky with the incident back over here, but that's footy. 50-50s, take it. Keep it up. I see they're resting Jared Stokes up in the forward line, or at least they were, just to give him a bit of a break. I think he might be. No, he's not back in the centre yet. Oh, he might be. No, I think he's back out there.
So there's a bit of confusion about.
50, yeah.
Yeah, I think Darwin are a bit disorganised here, so there'll be a 666 warning going against them. Any future infringements will result in a free kick. So the ball thrown in the air as McDonald wins that one easily, but it's Buffalo's first onto the ball, and they work it to the outside. The kick on the outside of the boot back in towards the middle of the ground. Flying across the front of the pack was Michael Cooper. Couldn't control it. Ethan Smith, steady head in defence, finds a teammate, and they're often running through the middle of the ground. Long hand pass over the top. Oh, beautifully done by Wilson. Took the ball and hand passed in one movement. That mark should have been taken in defence by Buffaloes, and it's opened the door for a PINT again, and it's Spiteri again, the opportunist at ground level, but ball just slipped through the hands of the Buffs defender, and Spiteri was Johnny on the spot and had no problem putting that one through from about 10 metres out.
Yep, well, he's their goal kicker, main goal kicker, so it's a mistake like that so close to goal. It's not surprising he was able to take advantage, full advantage.
So we're into time on here in the first quarter. A pretty high-scoring affair so far. 9 goals scored in the game, and it's the PINT Green Ants who are pretty much dominating proceedings at the moment.
I think Phil Wills has pulled Bradley Stokes into the centre. I'm not quite sure where Garrett Stokes is, but I think Bradley Stokes in the centre at the moment.
So quick kick out of the middle for Buffs by Hutchison. Gets it down towards half forward, but it comes back to McDonald. Strong bump there as Murphy Short took it and stood up and then kicked it forward, bouncing Hutchison underneath it again, takes it, look away hand pass to Humphrey, who gets it out the back, and they try to run it away from behind. Alistair Darcy fends off the tackle, kicks around the corner. It's a well-placed kick, but probably didn't travel the required distance, and he's been carried over the boundary line, and it'll be a boundary throw in. So Darcy involved there, involved a few times in defence. As Coombs doing the ruck work, gets the hand pass out. Bradley Stokes quickly by hand, and Buffs get it going forward again, but out in front and reading it well was Ethan Smith again. He's having a pretty good game in defence for PINT once again. There's a whistle here, but it's now play on as the long kick comes in, or up high. Getting a hand to it was McDonald, but ball spills to ground level, and hand pass inboard by Jorgensen to Griffin. Griffin kicks it out into space inside forward 50. Running onto it and scooping it forward was Sam Bates. There's another shot for goal on the outside of the boot, but this one's going well across the face of goal and ends up out of bounds on the full, about 10 metres around from the behind post.
Pretty relentless, isn't it, the amount of time the ball's heading in that direction?
So Lockie Humphrey it is that will bring the ball back into play. Down the line, I think was touched by the player on the marks, and PINT, another chance hooking around. This one's coming all the way back, and I think it has gone all the way, and another PINT goal, this time Murphy Short it is, who gets himself on the scoreboard, and his teammates get around him and celebrate, and that's the 8th goal for PINT in this opening quarter as we approach 25 and a half minutes gone. So they're sharing it around as well. Murphy Short becomes the 6th goal kicker for PINT.
Yeah, well, that's pretty indicative of a pretty dominating performance here at the moment when you have so many goal kickers by quarter time. That not one player standing out. It's a pretty overall team effort and showing on the scoreboard and by who's kicking the goals. But I'm quite fascinated to see what's happening with Jared Stokes. I see Bradley Stokes in the centre.
Yeah, I think he's... Oh, I don't know if he's on the bench. I can't quite see. But anyway, it's Coombs who gets the clearing kick away for Darwin down to half forward. But once again, PINT in front. But the ball comes back to Coombs now. Gets a hand pass on the outside. They're working hard to get it forward. Coombs gets another touch. And this one's going to be a Buffs free kick again for high contact. And quickly move forward Mulholland by hand as the kick goes down inside forward 50. It's PINT again will get the numbers back there, but pressure on from the Darwin forwards, and it's been called for a ball up by umpire Bradley Williams.
Pretty desperate work by the forwards of Buffs on that occasion. Good to see.
Ball in the air, McDonald thumps it forward, but running onto it was Hutchison, gave the hand pass, but just fumbled there by Stokes. He dropped the knees a bit, but did it well, got caught high, and it's Bradley Stokes who will take the free kick, and you can see there the 50-metre line, so he'll go back and have a set shot as we go past 27 minutes in this opening quarter, so must be getting close to quarter time, and Stokes will be trying to get Buffalo's 3rd goal on the board in this opening quarter.
Well, dare I say it, had a sort of a Selwood look about it, but yeah, let's give him the advantage. Nice kick.
Yeah, just fading off to the right and through from behind, unfortunately for Buffs. As the siren goes to end this opening quarter, and as we said, Pete, one that was pretty much dominated by PINT. They shared it around with the goals and around the field, and looked pretty impressive.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, you've been watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2025-26 TIO NTFL season live on NT News and Community TV. It's quarter time here at DXC Arena, and the PINTs are currently up 8-5-53 up against the Buffs on 2-2-14, and we'll be back at DXC Arena after this short break.
We're for being in it together. Like Danny's team. She'll be captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Gazale's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our
Cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
Are you ready to beat the coach?
This ain't no regular thing. King for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team.
Play now at supercoach.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it. Bring it back, up. Bring it back, bring it.
Top End Footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of Territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're into front!
This is our game, our way. Top End Footy. Nothing comes close.
Okay, welcome back to the game we've got on this afternoon at DXC Arena up here in Darwin, and they just had a quarter-time break. The scores at the moment 8-5 to the Pints, 53 points, and Buffs coming up 2-2-14. Stu, they're fourth, and the Pints are fourth. The Buffs are seventh on the ladder, but geez, a big gap, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. Obviously, Pint working towards finals form and looking to try and snatch that third spot on the ladder to give themselves a double chance, and Buffs really haven't got a lot to play for at this stage of the season. So, yeah, Pint with all the incentive to do well here as the hand pass comes out to Trewin. Trewin bursts forward. It's a worm burner along the ground and made it hard for his forwards as a big pack of players wrap the ball up, and it'll be a ball up inside forward 50 for Pint. So from that stoppage, it's Darwin first hands on the ball, but the hand pass went astray. Quick kick out of the congestion, goes down towards the goal square, punched away, and Darwin get the numbers back, and Spark sees it over the line for a rush behind. Gets the ball back into play quickly. Mark not quite taken by Shot, who gets a hand pass out the back to Short. Short hooks it around the corner. Good defensive work by Nathaniel Cooper. Got a fist to it and saw it over the boundary line for a throw in. Terrific surface here at DXC Arena. Of course, this is the main local cricket ground, Marara Cricket Ground, so it's a pretty manicured surface most of the time as the quick kick comes forward close to the boundary again. Just goes out in front of Cooper, and it'll be another boundary throw in. So inside forward 50 for Pint as McDonald wins the hit out, then follows up himself. Can't get hands on the ball. It's picked up by Stokes, who fishes it out the back to Cooper. Cooper in short to Humphrey. Humphrey is confronted and has to throw the ball on the boot, and well read defensively. And Pint will thump it back in. The short option is on, and Jack Brown just made space and had about 5 metres all around him and took that mark pretty easily. He's got another short pass coming up here. Some good defensive work by Mulholland this time. Gets the ball to the ground. Cooper by hand, and quick kick forward by Chapman as it comes out to Stokes, and they just chip it around the outer side nicely to Kilpatrick. And Kilpatrick just waits for something to open for him forward, decides to go high and long. It's Pint with the numbers again, but well done in the contest there. There's a free kick been paid.
Yeah, I think the original marking situation.
It's Caelan Russell, I think. He's taken it, kicks long on the left foot, coming in from behind, but strong mark taken in defence by Hayward, and he switches to the near side of the ground where Trewin's got a paddock, and he's off and running with a couple of bounces already now. Looks to switch back in the middle, and does eventually. The kick's good, and finds his teammate Brown. Brown goes to a runner on the outside, kicked off the ground. Oh, the mark almost taken by Spiteri, but it spills into the goal square. Here's a chance. Picking up and kicking for goal was Jet Price. There's desperate defence from the Buffaloes trying to get a smother on that one, but weren't able to, and Price scores the opening goal of the second quarter.
Yeah, well, it was too easy, literally coming up from the back line. 2 or 3 nice accurate kicks over the shoulder, around the shoulder, and they were able to get a little bit of a break then, and the young fella got in and got a nice goal, but that all came about through team pressure and willingness to get... I don't think the Buffs really chased that hard that time. I really thought they could have put a bit more pressure on, but anyway, let's hope next time they do.
Yeah, that's right. Pint running hard to make position and getting themselves in space. So it's Coombs does the ruck work, but loses the hit out that time. Pint again through the hands. Get it over the top to McDonald on the left. It bounces inside 50 now as Spiteri swoops on that one again on the left. Tries to hook it back. That one's not going to come back far enough, and just scrapes inside the behind post for a point. It was a pretty tough ask on the angle that he was on.
Yeah, well, with the ruck situation, differential in the rucks, we're seeing it relatively easy for the Pints to get out of the centre, and as a result, pour more pressure on the defence of Buffaloes.
So Jackson Clark with the ball in the back pocket, just has to hook it high around the outer side. There's a free kick in that marking contest, and it's going the way of Campion. Goes long. There's a pack of players here. It slips over the back. Pint at first there, but wasn't taken cleanly on the first attempt. Again, there's stacks on top of the ball, and it'll be a ball up again. High. Alistair Darcy just bursts through, takes the ball, and then chips on the outside, trying to get it to the advantage of Cooper. Oh, it's fumbled there by Campion. It allows Cooper to take possession. He got it to Clark, back to Cooper, whose hand pass was chopped off, and now Pint inside 50 again. In the marking contest, it's knocked away by Cassie and Sambono. There's a kick at goal by Thomas Schott here on the left boot, and it's another Pint goal and another Pint goal kicker as Thomas Schott hits the scoreboard for the first time today.
Yeah, well, a bit unfortunate for the Buffs. Bit of a mistake coming out of the back line, and they're being able to kick so accurately to each other that one mistake is just having so much repercussions on the overall game and on the scoreboard. It's just can't quite finishing their work off.
Yeah, you just feel that Buffs are overusing the ball a bit, but on the flip side of that, they've got to have someone to give it to down the ground to avoid doing that.
Yeah, well, there's a case in point. Bit of slow motion handballs on the other side over there, and all of a sudden there was 3 Pint players who had time to get in and create the mistake and get a goal or a point out of it. So yeah, perhaps a bit overusing it, but they're under pressure.
So McDonald, another easy hit out, but Buffs are onto it here as a kick forward into space, bounces, and Pint well read by Jorgensen, but he got bundled out of the way and the ball spilled out of his hands. Now more physical contact in there as Pint just try to work it into a bit of space to get it going forward. Hand pass comes over the top. Schott was standing underneath that one as Humphrey came in and got a fist to it. Ball spills now to Wilson, who got a kick forward and then was tackled high, but to the advantages paid. They go down to centre half forward, and that's a terrific diving mark taken by Bates. Bates goes for the short option. Buffs working back, get a hand to it. Darcy with the hand pass on the outside. That was Sambono. In fact, Cassie and Sambono as the kick comes in, and Spiteri running with the flight of the ball just takes it as it comes over his shoulder, and looks like he'll go back for a set shot. He's out pretty wide, thought about giving off. He's got a player over here, Murphy Short, waving his arms frantically across the other side of the ground, but eventually he gets closed down by Michael Cooper, and Spiteri will go the set shot. Goal umpire not moving much here, but just across the face and through for a behind.
Yeah, well, Spiteri, I think he's dobbed a couple today. He's, as I mentioned before, is their top goal kicker. Lovely kick of the ball there, but just went a little bit wide. Well, that looks like Jared's
yeah, it is bringing the ball in. Yep. He's looking for Oxtoby, controls it now at ground level, gets a hand pass out the back, and kick comes out wide. It's going to bounce a couple of times over the boundary line, and umpire's happy for that to be thrown in. So Oxtoby and McDonald over the back, tries to take it himself. couldn't handle it, but it comes back to him now, and he thumps the kick forward. Punch away from Darcy in defence as McBean got bundled over, and now a floater of ball inside forward 50 and beautifully read and marked by Flynn Spark, who clears to the outer side of the ground but misses the target, and it's all PINT again as the kick finds Jed Connolly in plenty of space at half forward, and he'll go back and have another set shot for goal.
Yeah, pretty average clearance, wasn't it? Like, he did very well to get the ball, and I don't know what he was thinking, but it was easily gathered in.
So a set shot from Connolly, and this one looks like it's missing to the right. It is, and another behind to PINT, who really peppering the goals now. 10 goals, 9 their score, and I think they were 5-1 at one stage. So looks like Lockie Humphrey bringing the ball back into play this time, bringing to the near side of the ground, but that's just going to fall into the lap of a nest of green ants as Hayward centres the ball, but wasn't the best of passes. Truan, with some work to do, tries to scoop it behind him. Coming in now was McBean for Buffs. Got that hand pass forward, but again it's a bit of a scramble in there, and will be another ball up. Plenty of blue jumpers around the ball there.
Yep.
So Hayward doing the ruck work this time as they work it to the outside and go forward down the line here. A couple of Buffalo Flyers, one of them being Cassian Sambono, who punches it away over the boundary line, and it'll be a throw-in once again. From the throw-in, McDonald works his opponent under the ball, and hand pass comes out to Cooper. Buffaloes clear it out of defence down the line.
Ooh, gee. Lucky no one got hurt then.
Contest as the kick comes in, and well read by Bradley Stokes. Just forward of half back here. There's a short option in Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick just slows things down, kicks long down the line. You can see all the green and gold jumpers back there. It's forced to the ground from behind. Oxtoby got a hand in trying to force it forward, but PINT with the numbers work it out the back, and once again they find Wilson in the middle of the ground, who switches to the outer side where Barry has made a bit of space. He's got a runner from behind, gets a hand pass over the top to Maloney. Maloney often running down to half forward. Now bounces inside 50, kicks long towards goal, but missed again.
You're right about the goal kicking. They started off on 5-1, and looks like they've kicked about 5-9
since then, yeah. And of course, Darwin haven't added to their quarter-time score yet in this quarter. So the long kick down the line, terrific sticky-handed mark taken by Riley Holden. He wheels around on the left boot down the line, but mark spilt. But PINT again get there in numbers and work it out of defence as Jorgensen gets a grubber of a kick to Price, and now Wilson running forward, has a bounce, gets to half forward, ducks around, and then kicks long towards goal. And another point.
They're racking them up.
Yeah, not that there's any breeze to be affecting shots on goal here, but it's Buffs just trying to get it going forward. It's a long kick out, looking for Holden again, slips over the top this time, taken by Jorgensen, who flicks a hand pass over the top to Price. Price is tackled, has to hand pass back to Jorgensen, breaks the tackle eventually, and now breaks clear and kicks long inside forward 50. Good defensive work from Bradley Stokes, knocks it away from Jed Connolly, and it's another boundary throw in, this time inside forward 50 for Pint.
Fantastic play by Adam Jorgensen then.
Yeah.
So real determination and skill.
From the throw in, Wilson gets a hand pass over the top into the hands of Short. Short tried to pinpoint the pass, but Spiteri just losing his footing there, and the ball bounces away over the boundary line.
Cameron Wilson having a field day.
Yeah. Yeah, he's getting plenty of the ball through the middle of the ground. So, from the throw in, Ben Smythe doing the ruck work for Pint, but it's close to the boundary again. It's kept in, but eventually it's going to be a ball up just inside the boundary line. Coombs wins the hit out for Buffs as they get it going forward. Hand pass up to Stokes, who gets it over the top to Clark. It's a whistle on the play. Advantage is paid now. And now Darwin a chance to build something here as Kilpatrick breaks the tackle, runs inside 50, delivers beautifully. And it's Sambono again out in space. And Adam Sambono this time surely will go back and take the shot at goal.
Well, the way they brought the ball down the ground then was classic Buffalo. High velocity, high speed football, skilled hands, fantastic. Wish we could see a little bit more of it. They've got a chance here now. Let's hope they make something of it.
Kick from Sambono. Looks like he's got a pretty good piece of it. He has, and it's deadly accurate as well. So a great finish, great goal, and a little bit of push and shove in the middle. But Sambono has come into this side this week and really making his presence felt with his second goal of the game and Buff's first for the quarter. Players sorted themselves out now. Not particularly happy with each other, but so we approach 17 minutes in this second quarter, and just 2-1 in the quarter, but 2-6 that Pint have added, while Buffs have just added the single goal.
Turned into quite a nice evening at the stage with the shade coming on. It's good.
So,
as you said, they need a bit of a breeze.
Good tackle, just caught the arm as the hand pass was attempted, and good work by Kilpatrick, who's getting a bit of the footy, and now he's looking to go to the outside, gets over the top, and Cooper runs onto it. Now he's got himself out the back and gets the hand pass forward. The long kick forward by Coombs on the left, but across the face of goal and through for behind.
Well, we're seeing some bright moments here from the last 5 minutes from the Buffaloes, I think. When they get out in the open and use their speed, they can be quite creative.
So kick out of defence. Oh, that's a great mark coming over the top by Jack Brown, who wastes no time and delivers into the centre square, where the mark is taken by Griffin, who got the hand pass on the outside. Pint going out into space, out wide. Bradley Stokes is going to be there first and scoops the ball up, gets the tackle between players to Darcy. Darcy uses it nicely to Spark, right back in defence, and Spark wants to go straight up the middle of the ground. He's got a player there in Kilpatrick, ran onto it, spilt the mark, but recovers, and now kicks along inside 50, but Ethan Smith working back will clean this one up pretty easily against no opposition, and then delivers to Shot in the middle of the ground. So Thomas Shot looks to go to the outside, but he hasn't got enough on that. Slips through the hands of Russell though, and that lets Jorgensen in, who got the hand pass on the outside. Or caught in the tackle was Frauenfelder, and he was out really, and then decided to double back. But Jorgensen again at ground level, and this time he finds Lodewick, who kicks long to half forward. It's knocked to the ground, and Hutchinson comes in and applies the tackle with the ball caught underneath his Pint opponent in Jed Connolly, and The umpire judged that he dragged that one in and pays the free kick. So the kick down the line is pretty good, but trying to take it on the chest was Keenan Bruce. He should have had the hands out in front. It was knocked away. The crowd getting vocal around us now as Buffs have possession of the ball in the back half. Bradley Stokes looking for Coombs down the line, gets over the top of him. It spills out the back. Wilson in there again, got grabbed by the jumper this time, and that was a pretty obvious free kick. So Wilson again, a free player in the middle of the ground, and again it's Murphy Short who switches to the outside, finds Trewin. Trewin has some space, runs forward, kicks towards goal, but that one's drifted across and short, and Hutchison tidies that one up for Darwin, and he finds Jackson Clark. Clark goes short here and kicks good, and the mark's good from Riley Holden, who's been pretty impressive coming up from half forward, taking a couple of good marks for Darwin, and he's got a nice kick too. As, he kicks long, but yeah, just no one there for him, and Connor McDonald just eats that one up and again drills it into the middle of the ground where Murphy Short is having a field day on the outside to True, and he kicks inside 50. Oh, the mark on the third attempt by Bates couldn't be taken. Still fighting for it at ground level, gets the hand pass up to Griffin. Griffin hooks it around into the goal square, but it's all Darwin back there, and Kyle McBean takes the mark and brings it out the other side to Jackson Clark. Clark decides to go back inboard to Lockie Humphrey as Buffs just slowing things down deep in their defensive area as Humphrey eventually jogs around wide of the player on the mark and kicks down the line through the hands, not taken. Mulholland there got hands on the ball and received a high tackle, so Gabriel Mulholland will take the free kick between half-back and wing on the near side of the ground. So again, not a lot of options as Mulholland goes down the line, and Oxtoby tried to push his opponent under the ball but just pushed him into it as Haywood took the mark, switches into the middle of the ground, and Barry again switches. Oh, the mark eventually taken by Griffin, who goes wider again, and it's Maloney out wide for Pint, runs onto the ball and chips it inboard, and again they've got players in space as this time it's Trewin indicating that he's going to go long, kicks it high to the danger spot at the top of the goal square, slips out the back. Jackson Clark tidies up with a hand pass back to Stokes. Stokes down the line, but there's pressure from the Pint players on Russell and saw it over the boundary line for another throw-in.
You're watching AFL NT coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season, live on NT News and Community TV. Oh, there you go.
So there's the siren.
There's the siren.
Siren to end the quarter after we had huge scores in the first quarter, a really low scoring one, Pete.
Yeah, I thought there were moments for Buffaloes, frankly, when they were able to get running and use their handball. There were moments of that. There was a couple of goals, or a goal or two they were able to get in contact with, but it was just their overall effort. I thought the last 5-10 minutes of that quarter, they picked up a little bit, and we saw a little bit of tension come into the game as well in response to that. They're having a crack. And in the case of the Pints, they weren't able to scream away that quarter. Okay, partially that's because of bad kicking, but it's also partly to do with the Buffs being legitimate and honest with each other and having a crack, and I think they deserve some credit for that. Anyway, we're going to go into the half-time here with the score of Pints 10-11-71. Plays Darwin Buffs 3-3-21, and we'll see you after the break.
We're for being in it together. Like Danny's team. She'll be captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO. We're for Territorians.
Azalea's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
Are you ready to beat the coach?
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team.
Play now at supercoach.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Top End footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of Territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're into front!
This is our game, our way. Top End footy. Nothing comes close.
Okay, welcome back to the Pints home ground out here at DXC Arena. We're here on a late Saturday afternoon, early evening at half time. We have the Pints versus the Buffaloes, the Darwin Buffaloes, and we're heading into the third quarter moment. The Green Ants, as they're known up here with the Pints, well ahead with the score at 10-11, 71 versus Darwin Buffs 2-3-21 as we head into the third quarter. And Stu Davis will take up description as we go. Thanks, Stu.
Yeah, cheers, Pete. And a better effort from Buffs, I think, in that second quarter. They restricted Pint to just the 2 goals, but they had plenty of opportunities, but Buffs got one back themselves. Had some good passages of play, but I think their coaching staff would be a bit more encouraged about how they went about it in the second quarter, and we look forward to seeing what they can produce here in the third quarter, as we've got McDonald and Coombs doing battle in the ruck. McDonald wins that down pretty easily, and Pint with the clear and kick's gone very high, as coming out to meet it was Griffin. Couldn't take the mark and cleared away by Buffaloes down to inside their forward 50, but tied it up in defence once again as Hayward gets the kick away out into space. And now running onto it out wide was Fraunfelder, who kicks long to half forward. It spills to Price. Price on the right boot, snaps towards goal, and he's kicked truly. So as they did in the first quarter, Pint have scored a goal inside the first minute going to that airport end of the ground, and this time Jet Price scores his second goal for the game.
Yeah, it was a bit of a deja vu about that, wasn't it? So quick out of the centre. The ruckman of Connor McDonald and Jay Hayward are obviously providing a heck of a lot of initiative and momentum for the Pints. And as I saw last weekend, St. Mary's, a similar situation with the Buffalo Rucks really struggling, and the centre breaks have just been unbelievably towards Pints.
So back in the middle again, McDonald again wins it down to Wilson running onto it. He drives them inside forward 50, punched away from behind, but Pint first to the ball at ground level. Hand pass comes out to True, and he tries to hook it back, and he does into the hands of Bates. I'm not sure that was intended, but straight to him, and he takes the mark, just travelled the required distance. And now Bates is looking around as if he wants to give this one off, but perhaps eventually will settle and take the shot for goal. On the way, looks like he's just hooked that out to the left, but coming in from the side of the pack was McDonald, and just snatched that out of the air in front of the pack of players, and he's got a big smile on his face. Obviously a few comments from teammates, but he'll hook this one around the corner. Worried about players being too close, but hooks that one round, no problem at all. And another goal to Pint to open this third quarter, and it's not a good sign for the Buffaloes.
No, not at all. And like I said, they've got a huge advantage with those tall big guys, and the moment they get in the centre bounce, or right down in the deep into the forward line, the Buffs, as much as they try, just don't seem to have the physicality and the height to be really competitive when it's up high and in the air. And we just saw a classic example of that with McDonald. So Connor McDonald. So anyway, let's see if they can get the ball rolling along the ground and put some speed on, and get the handball going and put some pressure back on Pints.
Yeah, Pint have got quality midfielders at the feet to take advantage as well, as this time Coombs wins a hit out for Darwin, and that gets them running forward as the hand pass comes over the top. Swooping on it down there for Darwin was Mulholland. He kicks inside forward 50, a scramble for the ball at ground level. Again, Pint organised, the hand pass comes out the back, and then they switch to the other side of the ground where Shot has some space. He just trots off on the left foot, kicks down towards the wing. The hand pass comes back to Humphrey. He's cleaned up from behind, and he'll be penalised here, and Spiteri it is who's come a long way up from full forward, chips the ball inboard, and now PINT a chance to build again as the hand pass comes over the top, and the long kick to goal looks pretty good. It is good, and it's another PINT goal. And just looking at the celebrations, trying to see who kicked it. It might have been Thomas Schott.
Cameraman's gone for Wilson, I think it is.
Yeah, it might be. 22. So, so Wilson there, but...
again from that flank, Stu.
Yeah, that's right, and just used the ball nicely up the ground. Didn't have much resistance from the Buffaloes players, and 3 goals on the board in pretty quick time in this third quarter.
Yeah, well, the lights have come on. Let's hope the lights come on for Buffaloes as well, because it's not looking good at the moment.
So McDonald tips this one forward, and Jack Brown. It's Murphy Short who got tackled with the ball and penalised, so Big Coombs will take the free kick and drive Darwin forward down towards centre half forward there. They're busy at ground level as it comes out the back to Clark. He gets a hand pass across as they look to build again. A hand pass back to Clark again. They're using the ball a lot in their hands as Cooper tries to duck under that tackle, has to hand pass out to no one in the end as the hand pass comes back to Hayward. He thumps it forward down the wing. It's punched away by McBean and spills at ground level. Spiteri just hand passes that on the ground in front of him and then gets driven in the back, so he'll go back and take the free kick. Yeah, looking to hook this one over the top, but it was a bit ambitious, I think, as McBean got back there and got hands to it before it spilled over the boundary line. So another PINT home game. They've got one more home game next week to finish the season against Nightcliff at 4 o'clock next week, and that game will determine third spot after Nightcliff had a big win today over Wanderers as expected, but Buffaloes clear it away out of defence. Oh, that's a beautifully taken mark by Michael Cooper, but he's wasted it there, and Wilson gets PINT going forward again as the kick goes out wide in front of Barry. Barry, with a bit of time and space, kicks it inside to half forward, the mark not taken. There's a scramble for it on the ground as eventually the hand pass comes forward. Wilson runs onto that, hooks a hand pass over the top, and again, it's a strong tackle. Ball falls to ground. It's close to the boundary line. Lockie Humphrey picks it up, throws it on the boot down the wing, but good defensive work from behind by Campion as the kick comes in, but it's wide and out of bounds on the full. So Spark to bring it back in for Buffaloes. But again, just picked out McDonald, who's either reading it well or they're just kicking it straight to him, which I think is more the case most of the time, as Wilson hooks the hand pass over to Schott. Schott settles himself, kicks to goal, but he had plenty of time, but the kick just off target to the right and through for another behind.
Wasted opportunity there, Stu.
Yeah, definitely.
I just wonder if... a bit tempted with Buffaloes. I'm not talking about kick out from goal, but when in general play, they get a mark, they get a free kick, play on, just run, just change the change the dynamic. When they're trying to kick it to each other, it's just they're giving the ball away just about 90% of the time. Yeah,
it's true. As Jared Stokes brings the ball back into play, goes long to the outer side of the ground as
that's a kick.
No, not paid play on's the call as the ball just trying to force it forward, but it's going to be caught in underneath here, and it'll be another ball up. Umpire Jacob Port comes in to throw the ball in the air. McDonald has his way in the ruck again, gets a hand pass out in front, and now Barry just got pushed as he went to kick the ball, dribbled it forward. Scrambling close as they work it to the outside. Another kick forward by Barry into the hands of Spiteri, who looks inboard. He's got Thomas Shot all by himself again at half forward, and Shot will go back with the set shot this time, and he'll kick from only about 30 metres out, pretty much directly in front. So the kick from Shot, looks like he's kept that one just inside that right-hand goal post. He has. So another goal to PINT. They open this third quarter with 4 goals inside the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's looking a bit ominous at the moment, Stuart. Nice to see their, I believe he's captain today. Get that nice, beautiful drop punt goal then, and yeah, all pretty easy. They just seem to have able to create free players with heaps of space around them, and it's just, you know, building up pressure, and again we've seen it finish off to PINT's advantage.
Yeah, that's right. It's discipline running into the spaces, and yeah, unselfish use of the ball going forward. McDonald wins another hit out, and now bursting out of the middle is Brown for PINT. Kicks straight down the middle of the ground, off hands, it spills to ground, as picked up inside. Oh, this one's, it's into the sight screens, isn't it? Straight through the middle. I thought it hit the post for a minute, but Jet Price again, it was at ground level, gets himself another goal, and yeah, it's the floodgates are opening here.
Absolutely. He didn't give himself any time to think about it. Was get the ball straight onto the foot, bang.
Yeah.
With a great deal of confidence, straight through. Well done to him. Yes. I don't know what happened at half time, but either the PINT boys got a bit of a push on, or the Buffs have closed shop. I'm not sure, but yeah, disappointing. I like seeing Sambono and the young guy down there for Buffaloes, but the ball's just not getting there. I'm referring to Riley Holden.
Yeah.
They're pretty exciting young fellas, but just not getting there at all.
So the ball squirts to the outside. Cooper there tries to force it forward, but again, PINT have got the numbers, and hand pass out wide. They work it to a player in some space, and now running forward, and PINT go inside 50 again. Gets over the top, Prices there, but spills out of his hands. A looping hand pass over the top, and now the chance for Buffs to clear. Jermaine Bruce with the short one to Russell, who kicks to the outside again. They're going short, and now Spark just gets away from the tackler, chips out wide to Stokes. He tries to break a tackle, does eventually. Bradley Stokes back on the outside, and they work it down the line, but again Thomas Shot just sets himself up behind the play and chips inboard to Hayward. He played on now, and Cooper's onto him straight away. He's forced to tackle, hand pass out wide. Shot fumbles the ball, and Mulholland scoops it back to the advantage of Stokes. Mulholland gets the hand pass out. Hand pass eventually comes over to Stokes. He's in a bit of traffic, but kicks on the left, but again PINT have got numbers back, and they chop it off. The kick comes out to Maloney, who spilt the mark but was able to get a hand pass up as they bring it out of defence, and now Campion off and running, has a bounce, and now kicks long inside 50 as Spiteri on the second grab takes the ball, didn't wait to see if he was paid the mark, played on, kicks towards goal. It's going to cross the face, and it bounces just inside the boundary line and out and over right next to the behind post for a boundary throw in.
Yeah, well, once again we see the ball coming down through the flanks and the edge of the wings pretty easily, and now we find ourselves back into an area of the ground we're looking at a lot at this quarter, the airport end of DXC Arena.
So from the throw, just hacked out of the air by Cassian Sambono, but it's PINT in the hands of Price. He wheels around, goes backwards about 30 metres to Wilson, who couldn't take the mark. Stokes comes in, gets a hand pass forward, but the pressure's on from the PINT forwards as they work it to the outside. Shot gives it by hand, and now the kick inside 50 again sees Jet Price on the end of it once more. He's thought about passing, but now plays on and kicks. I don't know what he's trying to do there. Got it across the face of goal, but the mark wasn't taken, and now Bradley Stokes over the ball, just toe pokes it forward to the advantage of
a bit harsh.
Spark, yeah. No, it was young Holden working back there. Got penalised for insufficient intent to keep it in play as the kick comes in and is nicely marked in defence. It's a free kick, in fact, has been paid, and McBean chips it to the outside where Bradley Stokes has made some space. He goes further around the wing and picked up by Holden now. Hand passes inboard to Jackson Clark, who kicks long towards half forward. Punched away from behind by Maloney and spills to Jared Stokes. He had it forced out of his hands as PINT tidy up and chip it to the outside, and Jorgensen wheels around and kicks down towards the 50-metre zone. McBean tidying up again by hand to Hutchison, and now Darwin have worked it out to just backward of wing on the outer side of the ground as the kick from Bruce misses the target, and PINT turn it over once again, and the mark taken by Short, who casually chips it into Jorgensen in the middle of the ground. The kick was touched by the player on the mark, and now Mulholland gets one across the shoulder, so we'll go back and take the free kick. Try to move the ball on quickly, chips into the middle of the ground and finds his teammate Kilpatrick. Tom Kilpatrick looks like he's going to go back inboard to Humphrey. And Humphrey getting directions from Darcy as he eventually goes long straight down the ground, slips out the back, but PINT have the numbers there as they just paddle it forward, and now a long kick out of defence. No mark taken as they go in towards half forward again. Reaching out was Brown, couldn't take the mark in one hand, and now he's tackled with the ball underneath. Darcy on top. Lockie Humphrey comes in to help. Does well to get it out to Mulholland, who kicks forward, but again missing the target. But now Cooper just trying to paddle the football and get through some traffic, but he's given away a free kick here, I think. And it'll come back to Campion for PINT, who'll take the free kick at the back edge of the centre square as PINT kicking to the right of screen to the airport end of DXC Arena. Indicates that he wants to go long. That's the way he goes, straight down the ground, and no mark taken. Wilson coming through, got tackled with the ball, and ball spilled out, so he'll be penalised here. The PINT crowd nearest don't like it that much, but I think the decision was probably right. As Hutchison, was the tackler, and he'll take the free kick. He swings it close to the boundary line out here. Oxtoby in the best position, got hands to the ball, but it was a contested mark and just spilled out and over the boundary line. So at least Darwin have stemmed the flow of scoring since early in the quarter as we approach the 18-minute mark. PINT with those 5 early goals in the quarter is now at ground level. It's picked up by Brown, who drills it down towards half forward. The kick inboard into the corridor is just picked up, and Trewin has a shot at goal, and I think it's pretty good in the end. His teammates get around him to celebrate, and Jack Trewin hits the scoreboard again. Kicked a goal in the first quarter, and another one to PINT in this third quarter.
Pretty impressive player. He gets across the ground pretty quickly. He gets around all over the place and picked up a few possessions over the night. Probably deserved a goal. But again, we saw the from the throw-in the advantage that Pints have with the McDonald. Get the ball going their way from any stoppage. It's where they're killing the old Buffs, and it's all a bit too much. Mind you, they have stopped the flow, as you mentioned earlier. The first 5-10 minutes were pretty horrendous, but they've pulled it 50-50 at the moment. It'd be nice to finish off a few entries into the forward line.
Yeah, they haven't been able to hit the scoreboard in this quarter, Buffs, so far. If they win the clearance this time, get it going straight down the ground, through the hands again. Good tackle, ball spills out, hacked off the ground by Fraunfelder, but in position was Humphrey. Takes that mark and now wheels around on the right, chips it inboard to Jackson Clark. He gives on the outside and comes back to Clark. Clark chips it forward, but too strong in defence, and Pint will turn it over once again. Deep in defence, it's Maloney. He goes to the other side of the ground, close to the boundary line. Humphrey there trying to keep it in play, got a push, and he'll be rewarded with the free kick. He's got an option inboard, ignores that, wants to go short down the line instead, and to Jackson Clark, but I think the mark's been paid. There's a bit of conversation with the umpire, but Clark it is who will go back and take the kick. Hasn't got too many options, I don't think, so he just chips this one up inside forward 50. Big leap from behind, but the mark not taken, and Pint bring it away again through Murphy short. Jack Truan's out there, but not able to keep the ball in play, and it'll be a boundary throw in again.
Just unable to penetrate when the ball gets up to the half-forward line. It just seems to go nowhere, and they're really suffering as a result. Yeah,
I think you're right, Peter. It's the slow entries as well, because they haven't got many options. They're probably better off just trying to run it through there as much as they can and break that Pint defence open. But McDonald again wins another clearance, gets it down inside 50 from behind. The Buffs working, that one's caught in underneath, and this time it'll be a ball up inside forward 50. So McDonald worked his way to the front, got hands to it, paddles it out to the advantage of Brown. Brown chips it forward, and Price is on the end of this once again. Jet Price has been busy up in that forward line for Pint, making space, and the delivery was perfect to him. And he'll go back and have a shot for goal from about 35 out.
Fourth goal perhaps, I think.
Yeah, that's right. He's got 3 for the game, 2 in this quarter already. Oh, that's not his best effort. He's just squirted that one out to the right and just scrapes it in for a behind.
Well, let's see if they can get the ball going here. Bradley Stokes with it, I assume.
22 minutes gone, third quarter. Bradley Stokes goes short to Humphrey. Didn't like the attention he got. Pushes his opponent away, and he's had a pretty good game, Lockie Humphrey. Had a fair bit of the footy.
Yeah, I like his style. He's a good little player.
And chips it round the outer side, and Buffs through Bruce, Keenan Bruce, but just hesitated too long and was called to play on, and his kick was smothered over the boundary line, so probably tells the story of the night for Buffs. Things just haven't really gone for them.
No. And you're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season, live on NT News and Community TV.
So 6-0 in the quarter so far as we hit 23 minutes. And McDonald has had some sort of game in the ruck, as Pete's mentioned a couple of times, but Darwin will win the clearance this time, but straight into the hands of the Pint defenders who are lining up behind the ball. But Buffs have worked pretty hard out there, just trying to force it forward now as the The big fella Coombs forces it close to the boundary line. Trying to pick it up was Griffin, but couldn't control it. And it goes over for another throw-in. McDonald and Coombs. McDonald in front, gets it forward. Ball spills out. Clark at ground level scooped it up, but it was a bit hot for his teammate, and Pint pick it up and get it down towards half forward. Humphrey cuts across again, gets hands to the ball, but it spills out over the boundary line for another throw-in.
Bit of a stalemate at the moment in terms of scoring, isn't it? We've had one goal in probably around about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. They came out of the blocks after half-time, just banged on 5 quick goals, but just the one a few minutes ago since then, as the siren goes to end the third quarter here, and as we said, one in which Pint added a further 6 goals, and while doing so held Buffalo's scoreless for the quarter. So 88 points the margin at three-quarter time, Pete.
Yep, they were at three-quarter time here at the XC Arena with the home team, the Green Ants, the Pints, 16-13, 109, well ahead of Darwin Buffs, 3 goals, 3-21, and we'll be back very soon to lead you into the fourth quarter.
We're for being in it together. Like Danny's team. She'll be captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
Are you ready to beat the coach?
This ain't no regular thing. King for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot in this thing. This is my city, yeah, this is my team.
Play now at supercoach.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch.
Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory,
We're here when you need us most.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Top End footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of Territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're into front!
This is our game, our way. Top End footy. Nothing comes close.
Okay, well, welcome back here to DXC Arena over here in a few hundred metres from TIO Stadium at the PINT's home ground here, with the scores sitting on 16-13, 109 to the PINTs, 3 goals, 21 to Darwin Buffs. And, well, what can we get out of the Buffs and what are we going to get out of the Bull Ants over the next 25 minutes, do you think, Stu?
Yeah, well, PINT obviously just tuning themselves up for their run at finals football, and Buffs playing out the last couple of the games of the season. They've got a pretty young side in, so it's just a matter of getting some experience into these kids, and interesting that they've thrown young Riley Holden into the ruck to start this final quarter, so some more learnings for him up against McDonald, who's been dominant for all of the game today. But PINT working it around the outer side of the ground. Brown drills it inboard to Barry. Barry looking to move it on quickly, but in the end just slows things up a bit. Now kicks long to half forward. Big leap from behind, no mark taken, and Buffs through the hands, and then a long kick out, clear it out of the immediate danger area. First there for was PINT, who work it to the outside again. Barry chips it to Fraunfelder, who takes it and he's off and running on the left, kicks inside forward 50. Oh, the mark spilt down there by the PINT forwards, and it was Ben Smythe who got his hands to the ball, couldn't hold on to it, and eventually goes out of bounds and be a boundary throw in. Jackson Clark down on the bench getting some work done on the calves. He's very close to the boundary line there. Could trip over a boundary umpire running around there. So from the throw in, McDonald again works it forward. Russell for Buffs just puts the pressure on. Mulholland picks up, swings around, bit casual, but gets away in the end to Bradley Stokes, who hand passes to McBean, who kicks a talk forward. But Maloney almost takes a one-hander under pressure, and there's a bit of a scuffle on in front of us, but we'll concentrate on the footy as Brown is out and running with a couple of bounces inside 50, kicks long towards goal, but he's dragged that away and misses just to behind.
Yeah, a bit of a get to know you, sort of pushing shove scene and behind the play there, Stu. Didn't miss much. Yeah, another miss by PINT. They could have, this percentage could have been a lot more substantial had they kicked more straighter during the evening, really. Particularly with Nightcliff doing what they did to Wanderers this afternoon.
McDonald got a hand to it. Mulholland at ground level just showed it and then gave it to Stokes. Stokes on the outboard to Holden, but his kick straight into the hands of Short. Short switches into the middle of the ground. Good vision, finds Shot in space. Shot takes it, and that's a magnificent pass inside forward 50. And Spiteri it is out on the lead, but the kick from Shot was bullet-like, and he didn't have to break stride on the lead, on the chest, and we'll go back for a set shot.
Yeah, beautiful play by the captain. Couldn't have been better. Beautiful kick.
I'll buy him up here for $65. 45.
So the set shot at goal. Goal umpire does not move at all. Straight through for another PINT goal, and Spiteri, it's his first goal since the first quarter when he kicked a couple, but opens the scoring in this final quarter.
Yep, he's been very effective though. He's been leading up very quickly and covering a lot of ground and just contributing to the forward line goal fest at the best he can. He might not come out with 6 goals or something, but he's certainly made a big contribution.
Yeah, that's right. They've shared it around pretty well. A couple of players with 2 and 3 goals. They look pretty good in their quest for some final success. Riley Holden up high, wins the hit out down, and now Caelan Russell tidies up for Darwin, kicks it high to half forward, working his way to the front and almost taking the mark, but couldn't quite. It comes back over to Russell, who's pushed forward now on the outside of the boot, kicks towards goal. It's going to lob in the goal square, punched away from behind, and Pint again get numbers back, and Jorgensen will eventually clear away to the outer side of the ground. The mark spilt, but it didn't matter because they've got plenty of time out there as the kick goes around the outer wing. Bradley Stokes puts the pressure on, but the mark is taken, and they work it inboard to Brown, who's thought about going to short, but in the end he went himself, and Lockie Humphrey's done really well to smother that ball and see it over the boundary line for a throw in.
Yeah, good play, good defensive play by the Buffs in that instance.
Just a bit of indecision from Pint, which is unusual. So McDonald, who's rucked just about all night, but it's up against young Holden. He got the fist of the ball. It spills to Humphrey, who thumps it forward, but again Jorgensen reads it well and now looks to switch into the middle of the ground. The kick is good and finds Fraunfelder. And they off and running again, inside 50, a long kick comes in, punched away, it gets out over the back, but scoots away over the boundary line, and it'll be a boundary throw in just around from the left hand behind post at the northern end of the ground, which Pint are kicking to in this last quarter.
No breeze at all, no wind, Stuart, going either way. It's as still as you could get.
So throwing, Smythe gets a hit out down, the snapshot at goal. I think it's good. It is, and it was Jai Barry again. He gets himself another goal, and Pint another one in this final quarter. Their second for the quarter as we go past 6 minutes playing time, and Pint get that margin out to over 100 points now, so pretty comprehensive performance by them.
Yes, it has been, and it's been, I think, if you think about the likes of McDonald, Brown, Wilson and Schott, those four guys shooting out from the centre constantly, it's just been far too many entries into the forward line for Buffalo. Spent a good part of their time on defending their own ground rather than making inroads into their own forward line, and this has been an issue from the first bounce, really.
So in the air, up high was Riley Holden, but Pint get it going forward. It's Buff's defence under pressure again. Wilson's there, got hands to it, just patted it forward. There's a whistle on the play here, and I think it's going to be a Pint free kick for holding. It is. It's going to go the way of Griffin. So Griffin kicks long down to full forward at ground level. Smythe trying to do the work, paddles it forward. Kyle McBean tidies up, it kicks straight into a player in front of him. It's knocked away inside 50, and Brown gets the hand pass on the outside. The kick towards goal. I think this is pretty good again. It is. It's another Pint goal, and it was Jack Trewin this time out wide. Received the hand pass, straightened, and he's got himself on the scoreboard again.
Yeah, well, persistence and being where the ball is and making himself busy and covering so much ground that he does. I mean, looks like he might be up on the wing, yet he finds himself down there kicking a goal. So, yeah, I'm assuming it was him. Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Jed Connolly? No? Okay. But, yeah, all good. Again, persistence, hard work. Taking the initiative, and with the amount of entries coming out of the centre, it's just an inevitable that they're going to have a bit of a avalanche of goals, and let's hope it's not too much. I'd like to see Buffs get a couple of goals. It'd be nice.
Bradley Stokes comes in with some strength, but the ball spills out to McDonald, who wheels around. He's done as he's pleased tonight for most of the night. Kicks long inside 50, but again, it's Buffalo's trying to work it out. Humphrey gets a high kick. Cooper stands underneath it and does really well to keep his focus on the ball and take that mark, and now swings the ball to the outside. Here is a chance as it slips over the top, and just unaware of the pressure coming from behind was Kilpatrick, and he gets run down, and it's Jack Trewin who will take the free kick. And And chips inboard to Jorgensen. Happy to go short, just hitting up passes. McDonald this time. Oh, he's got a player in space there. That's a beautifully weighted and directed kick, and it was Griffin coming across. Just there was a big hole left there by all the PINT forwards, and Griffin just ran into it to receive the kick from McDonald, and he'll go back for another set shot. Jed Griffin from just inside 50, kick looks good again. So opened this final quarter with some pretty accurate kicking for goal with set shots, and this time Jed Griffin, and he's on the scoreboard for the first time.
Yeah, well, a big spread of scores. I think by the end of the game you might have a list there for us, Stu, on how many goal kickers there are tonight. I've just noticed that Buffs have lost the having Adam Sambono. He hasn't been in the play very much, but he's come up with a bit of a limp and gone straight to the bench, taking his boots off, I think. So it might be the end of him for the night.
Yeah, I don't know how much footy he's played recently.
Yeah.
So, it's a pretty tough contract to come straight back into Premier League football and have an influence, but Bradley Stokes in at the middle with Jackson Clark. It spills out to Humphrey, just falls to the ground. Now Cooper comes in, tries to burrow his way through, but he gets wrapped up in the tackle, and it'll be a ball up again. Umpire Tim Somerville just directing traffic here, throws it in the air. It's Big Hayward doing some ruck work, gets his hand to the ball. PINT inside forward 50. Oh, just struggling to pick it up at the moment. Eventually it's picked up by Jet Price again. Just worked himself into a little bit of space and bangs it through from 15 metres out. And the defence from Buffaloes wasn't that stern on that occasion.
Yeah, a little blonde bombshell. He's proved himself pretty effective. He doesn't get a heck of a lot of touches, but when he does, he knows where the goals are. He likes having a snap, and he's pretty well been 100% accurate. He maybe got a point earlier, but gee, he's once he gets the ball within 30 metres, he knows exactly what he's doing. No sec, he doesn't think about it. Bang, straight on the foot, and he's pretty well generally done it all night.
Yeah, that's right. That's his fourth goal for the game, so been a live wire up forward.
Yeah.
Makes him the leading goal scorer of the match.
Well, there you go. Speaks for itself.
So again, forced forward by Wilson for PINT, and kicked off the ground back to Wilson, who kicks from inside 50 towards goal. It's a long shot. It's an accurate shot, and that's a goal straight from the stoppage. And Wilson was involved a couple of times, and he's been involved more than a couple of times throughout the night. He's had a huge game for PINT, and he's just kept them rolling forward.
Well, I've said it before, and they're struggling so much in the ruck at the centre bounce that I'd love to have the stats on centre clearance. I'm quite sure there'd be a huge differential. And if that is, I think it is the case, and it just puts far too much pressure onto the back line of the Buffs, and as a result we get quick goals like that.
Yeah, so just mixed it up a bit here with Hayward doing the ruck work. Spiteri's starting in the middle. Just shuffled the deck a bit. And Hayward wins the hit out. No one can take it cleanly. Spills out now. Hayward back in, involved again, gets a hand pass out the back to Shot. He goes to the outside. Mark not taken there. Humphrey just tries to dive in to control the ball, and now spills to Cooper, who breaks the tackle, gets a hand pass to Clark, back to Cooper, but just a little bit hot for him, and it's spilled out, and it'll be a Darwin free kick here at ground level as Hutchison stands up, swings a hand pass on the outside to Clark, and then out to Humphrey, who doubles back now, chips back to Jackson Clark, and they'll look to switch further back, but the mark's built back there by Sambono's back on the ground. He's gone back in defence.
Oh, there you go.
But spilt that mark and the ball's gone out. Jackson Clark thinking that the free kick should be Darwin's, but it's going the other way. And PINT into an attacking position again. Spiteri's push forward and gets on the end of that and takes a mark and should go back for a set shot at goal.
Yeah, on their back foot a lot throughout this game, and I think that's one of the reasons why we've seen a lot of their handballs are going to guys that are not really moving. They're just standing there. And I think that's just a product of the pressure that the PINTs have been able to put on.
So Spiteri's shot at goal, looks like it's going across the face. McDonald down there, got hands back to Price. Price has another snapshot at goal, and would you believe he's on the scoreboard again. This one from a tighter angle, but as you said, Pete, he certainly knows where the goals are.
He certainly does. He's got a real sniff for the goals, there's no question. I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't had all that many disposals, but geez, the effectiveness is, yeah, he's quite sensational. And a great game. And comfortably leading the goal kicking too.
Yeah, that's right. He's fifth on the board for the night, so he's got himself a handful and pretty happy about it, I imagine. But he's played most of the game pretty close to goal down there.
Yep.
And there's a reason for that, and that's because he can hit the scoreboard. So McDonald back in the ruck, and Buffs win the clearance this time, but Thomas shot at half-back, stands tall and takes the intercept mark in front of Mulholland. He's got an outside option, but goes straight up the middle of the ground and into the hands of Lodewick. Lodewick to the outside. Wilson just took his eye off the ball, but he's got time to recover and now drills it back inboard, but just a little bit short for his teammate as Spark picks it up and kicks to the outside to the advantage of Oxtoby out there. Oh, tried to get past the tackler and couldn't do so. And the ball spilled out as his tackle was Jorgensen, who's been pretty good off half-back all night. And he goes inboard. And now PINT looking to build again out to Campion on the near side of the ground. He's looking straight down the middle of the ground and chips it inboard, but again too much space given, and Brown takes the mark and now has a target inside 50. Oh, and it's Jet Price who's
cramped up. He's kicked too many goals. Look at this.
He might have to give this one off. No, it looks like he's walked it out.
He's got that greedy look about him, Stu.
Yeah, Jack Truan's given him a lead there, but he wasn't having any of that.
He's got a bit of Kevin Bartlett about him, this guy.
I'm sure some of our viewers will know who you're talking about.
Yeah, one or two.
So Price looks like he's recovered from that cramp, kicks long, but no, it's across the face of goal, just still pinballing around close to the goal there as Darcy kicks it off the ground, but comes back to Truan here, chips inboard, and the mark taken. There's a whistle on the play, but it's going to be Brown to take it. He goes on the outside, it's gone too far this time though, and marked by Cooper, who chips to Jackson Clark on the outer side of the ground. Clark looked inboard, then decides to go on the outside, but that was just picked off too easily by Jorgensen again. He kicks inboard, Fraunfelder picks up, shrugs a tackle, now threads a hand pass through to Jorgensen, and Jorgensen up from half back has a shot at goal, and he gets himself on the scoreboard. So it's another goal scorer for PINT, and they keep marching on in this final quarter. Just got to tally up how many goals that is. It's 8 for the quarter, as they did in the first quarter, and without a hell of a lot of resistance from the Darwin Buffaloes, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the case, unfortunately. I totally agree. Jorgensen's an interesting player. He covers a lot of ground. He's not a big guy, but he's strong. He's got strong hips. Beautiful kick, and he deserves it. Good on him to get a goal. But a couple of times I've seen him do some really interesting things on the oval that are pretty classy, actually.
Yeah, that's right. He's a pretty smart footballer. Yeah. Gets himself in the right positions. So we grind on towards the end of this game. 19 minutes ticking over as back in the middle, Jared Stokes this time. He hasn't had the prolific game that we're used to from Jared Stokes tonight. He's been cut out of it pretty much, as picked up by Coombs. Does well to get past an opponent and then drive long inside forward 50, but again the kicks off target, and Maloney takes the intercept, comes out to the near side where Campion's got some space. He's off and running, a couple of bounces, loses control of the ball here and has to just shin it forward. Price a long way up the ground, picks up, gets a hand pass forward, but he was under plenty of pressure as the ball spills now, and Humphrey in there, couldn't pick it up. Now Sambono comes in, gets a hand pass over the top, trying to get it to Mulholland, but it was just too far out in front, and it's forced over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Okay, we're here watching AFL NT coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season, live on NT News and Community TV.
So from the throw, McDonald works to the front, gets it down to Brown. Ball spilled out, lucky not to be penalised, I think, as he's in there again, flicks a hand pass over the top, and this time he will be penalised. It's called a throw. He doesn't like the call, but that's the way it's gone, and Kilpatrick kicks out wide to Cooper. Nathaniel Cooper tries to pinpoint a pass inboard, but there was plenty of green and gold jumpers in there, as now Jared Stokes soccers it forward and chases himself. There's a whistle here for something happening behind the play. I think the ball's going to come downfield and will be a PINT free kick at the front edge of the centre square here. It's going to go to Fraunfelder.
Something a little bit mishap off the ball there, I think. Yeah.
So Fraunfelder chips in, and
McDonald,
yeah, takes the sliding mark, gives it back off to Fraunfelder, who chips inboard looking for Spiteri, gets round a couple of opponents, but he's run over the boundary line in doing so. And he just can't believe that call's been made, but has to give the ball to the boundary umpire, and it'll be a boundary throw-in. So the margin's really blown out here. It's PINT by 137 points, 21 and a half minutes into this final quarter. So from the throw-in, it's running onto it was Connolly. He got tackled. Coombs comes in, gets a hand pass to Stokes. Up to Spark, who drives it long. There's a blocking free kick, and it's going to go the way of PINT against Caelan Russell. The free kick will come back to Getty here. Bradley Getty indicating that he's going to go long. And he does that. Sitting in the hole was Coombs, but it slipped through his fingers. And now Price gets a quick hand pass underground, and the kick towards goal by Bates was just offline, and another behind to PINT. So Bradley Stokes goes short to Sambono, but he just waited too long for that, and the pressure came in. The free kick's been paid to Brown. He takes the advantage, kicks towards goal, but didn't bring that one back far enough.
Might have been better to pull up, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So the behind to PINT. So that's 40 scoring shots for PINT tonight, and Buffs, with just the 3 goals, 3 on the board, haven't added to their half-time score. So the kick comes out, Coombs again, but spills to Wilson. His kick smothered, and Price gets a hand pass back to Hayward. That one squirts into the middle of the ground and straight into the lap of his teammate Griffin, who goes out wide just a bit too short for Campion, but he's recovered nicely and swings a hand pass over the top as they try to find someone in space, and they do eventually, but not the required distance, as McBean comes in and lays the tackle on Connolly, and it'll be a ball up. So McDonald easily wins that hit out down to Griffin. Spills to Spark. There's a bit of push and shove going on again, just off the ball. And It's going to be a PINT free kick again. So just getting a little bit ill-disciplined here, Darwin.
Well, there was such a cloister of players there, Stu. It was pretty hard to work out, in fact, what happened. Presumably the umpires made the right decision, and this guy's got a kick on goal. Who was it, Brown?
Yeah, it's Spiteri, I think.
Spiteri, okay.
Yep. So Spiteri has no problem with that one from about 30 metres out, straight through the middle. And the players just sort themselves out and go back into position. So it's the 9th goal for the quarter for PINT. And they've really put the foot down in this last quarter. And yeah, I think Buffaloes will be pretty happy to hear that final siren. There's still some rubbish going on here, and I think there's a free kick being paid to PINT at half forward. And yeah, just stuff you don't need. As I think it's Frauenfelder again involved. He received the previous free kick, so Jared Stokes makes his way off the ground. He's probably had enough for the night.
I'm not sure he's fit. I think he might have a bit of an issue.
So the kick at goal is missed to the left-hand side, so just a behind. It's brought back into play, but again, PINT are ever alert to what's going on as Spiteri tries to force it forward, but Cooper gets it on the ricochet, but then had it stripped off him. Spills to Frauenfelder on the right boot, kicks, and the mark's been taken out by the behind post. And it's Jed Connolly who's taken that mark. And just inside the boundary line. But he'll try to swing this one around the corner. Called to play on now, kicks towards goal, but just a bit too narrow that time. And through for another PINT behind.
So 9-goal last quarter, I think. Mark Wiley, their coach of PINT's, going to be pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, that's right. They got slowed up a bit in the second quarter, but gee, they've kicked away in this second half. 15 unanswered goals in the second half, so Holden tries to scoop that one in one-handed. It won't work as Brown gets another possession with the hand pass, and now PINT going forward again. They all wait for this one to bounce, not always the wise move, but Bradley Stokes gets the hand pass up. Jackson Clark picks it up on the half volley as the siren goes to end the game and put the Darwin Buffaloes out of their misery, and a pretty impressive performance from PINT, Pete.
Oh yeah, absolutely. From the start, I think they got a goal in the first first quarter, and that set the scene for the rest of the day. But there were times, particularly in the late half of the second quarter, when Buffaloes were able to make some inroads and put in a bit of a score here and there. But a big gap between these two teams, despite one being in fourth position, one in seventh, one playing to set themselves up in the finals, which is finals starting a week after next.
Yep.
And one who was with a lot of young players, and with a coach who's a good coach and a good coaching team, but really up against the odds in terms of fitness, perhaps even, or experience, definitely, and also physical presence. I think that's a real issue.
That's right.
Anyway, I'll hand it over to you for a moment, and you can tell us about your perhaps goal kickers and best on ground.
Yeah, so in the end, 11 goal kickers for PINT. Pretty impressive effort sharing around. The main ones, Jet Price kicked 5, Spiteri with 4, and I had Truan, Shot and Barry with 3 goals each for PINT, and of course Sam Bono was the multiple for Darwin. He kicked 2, and Hoxton the other one. But better players pretty hard for PINT. They had good players all over the ground, but Colin McDonald controlled the game, and because of that he brought his midfielders in Short and Brown and Wilson into the game. Shot had a fair bit of the footy, and Jai Hayward was strong down back and on the ball when he went there. And for Buffs was a little bit harder, but just some some performances. I think Lockie Humphrey was pretty good. Flynn Spark in defence. I liked the look of Riley Holden, and Gabrielle Mulholland had a few touches as well. But in the end, it was PINT pretty easily, and they march on looking at a finals campaign in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, and next week there'll be a full-on game here at this location, with they take on Nightcliff, which will have big implications regarding where they finish in the 4. So that should be a cracker of a game next week. It's been my pleasure to host this afternoon from DXC Arena. My name is Pete Stretton, and I was joined by Stu Davis. Stay tuned, there's plenty more of NTFL action to come over the weekend, and of course next week leading into the finals. So thanks everybody, and play safe.